All right, let's talk about something that gets way overcomplicated, getting in shape. It's often buried under a mountain of confusing advice and, let's be honest, a lot of frustrating setbacks. But what if the secret to getting muscular wasn't complicated at all? What if it was actually simple? Let's get into it. Right out of the gate, our source material hits us with this super bold claim. Now, if you've ever felt totally lost in a sea of workout plans and diet tips, this probably sounds kind of crazy, right? But just stick with me here, because this one idea is at the very heart of everything we're about to cover. And that's the real question, isn't it? I mean, if it's so easy, why do so many of us struggle with it, get frustrated, and just quit? Well, the source suggests that part of the problem is that our entire perspective on it has gotten a little warped.
Think about it. In our world today, being fit feels less like a cool personal achievement and more like this thing you're expected to do. And that pressure, it can turn a really simple process into a huge source of stress, which makes it feel 1,000 times harder than it actually needs to be.
Okay, so let's cut through all that noise and get real for a minute. A huge part of the frustration comes from having totally unrealistic expectations. So this source lays out a much more grounded, much more sane timeline for what progress actually looks like. So here it is. This is what the journey really looks like. In just 6 months, you're going to see a real noticeable change. After a year, oh yeah, people will know you work out. Then in 2 to 3 years, you'll actually look like those genuinely muscular people you see out in the real world. And after that, 4+ years in, you're pretty much at your peak, just maintaining. See, it's a marathon, not a sprint. And you want to know the best part? The journey starts with this massive tailwind. It's called newbie games. It's this fantastic, magical time at the beginning where your body just responds like crazy. Seriously, as long as you're trying hard in the gym, getting enough sleep, and eating your protein, it's almost impossible not to make progress. But right after that amazing initial phase, so many of us fall into this trap. We start chasing perfection. We convince ourselves we need the optimal routine, the optimal diet, the optimal everything. And you know what? This is where it all starts to go wrong. Here's the crucial thing you have to understand. More effort doesn't always mean more results. After a certain point, all that extra work you put in gives you less and less back. This idea, diminishing returns, is the absolute key to understanding why chasing perfect is such a waste of time. Now check this out, because this slide just makes it so clear. Going from 4 sets a week to 10, yeah, that gives you a fantastic boost in muscle growth. But now look what happens when you double that work again, from 10 to 20. The extra gain is tiny. You're putting in 100% more work for, what, maybe 10–15% more muscle? That is a terrible investment of your time and energy. And this quote just drives the point home. Your genetic potential, that ceiling for how muscular you can possibly get, it doesn't change. Sure, trying to optimize everything might get you there a little bit faster, but it's a path that usually just leads straight to burnout. Meanwhile, the final destination? It's still the exact same place. So, if optimization is the villain of this story, who's the hero? Well, it's something way simpler, way more powerful, and something that absolutely everyone can do. It's consistency. Just picture 2 different paths, right? The optimizer goes all in, 60s a week, totally burns out in a month, stops, loses their progress, and just gets stuck in this frustrating loop for years. Then you have the consistent lifter. They just show up twice a week, every single week. They never stop. Their progress is slow, sure, but it is unstoppable. And eventually, they reach their full potential. So how does it work? Well, first, being consistent builds a habit that's so strong it just becomes part of who you are. Second, as you keep going, you just naturally start to learn and get better. You'll figure out you need to lift more weight, you'll start looking up diet tips on your own, and most importantly, it completely avoids that soul-crushing stop-and-start cycle that kills all progress. And what's the magic number to get all this started? According to our source, it's just 2. 2 workouts a week. That's it. That is the foundation. If you can just do that consistently, you will succeed. Okay, so we've established the main principle here. Consistency over optimization. So now, let's have some fun and apply that idea to some of the most common questions that totally paralyze beginners. This has to be the #1 question people get hung up on. Push-pull legs, upper lower, full body. I mean, how you structure your workouts for the week, the options feel absolutely endless, and it's so easy to get analysis paralysis. And the answer is so refreshingly simple. The best workout split is the one you don't skip. Don't overthink it. As our source so perfectly puts it, sometimes the best plan is just using whatever machines are open. The point is to just show up and do the work. Another classic. People are always looking for some complicated formula or some magic food. But you know what? The truth is so much more straightforward. That's it. Seriously, it is not complicated. These are the 3 pillars. If you are consistently hitting these 3 things, you are going to make progress, period.
Oh man, this is a big one. That initial intense muscle soreness when you first start, it can be so discouraging. Honestly, it makes a lot of people quit before they even really get going. But here's the good news. It's temporary. I promise. After the first couple of weeks, your body gets used to it, it adapts, and the soreness becomes way more manageable. You just gotta push through that initial phase. So, let's bring this all together with this one final, really powerful idea from our source. This sentence is basically the entire philosophy. It's not about how fast you're going, it's about the direction you're headed. As long as you are always moving forward, even if it's slow, you will eventually get to where you want to go. And this really just reframes the whole goal, doesn't it? Stop thinking of fitness as some 12-week challenge that has an end date. Instead, think of it as building a process, a habit that's going to serve you for the rest of your life. Look, at the end of the day, this explainer isn't about giving you the perfect plan. It's about giving you permission to just start with a good enough plan, to stop all the researching and just start doing. So I'll leave you with this question. What's your next workout? Don't overthink it. Just go do it.